It's such an opportunity, stand-up, to tell the truth. It's a place where you can say whatever you want. It's very rare to have a very good-looking stand-up because they can already be in the centre. There's no need for that. You know, you just wonder what the need was. So you've already got that. We're already looking at you. I think the insecurity is very important. I think without it, there's no human being there. I'm not really interested in seeing comedians who just come out confident and loud in a shiny suit. I don't know where the human being is in that person. I don't know where their fear is. I want to know about that. I want to know who they are. In stand-up, there should be no restrictions between what you're feeling, what you're saying to your friends, to yourself, and to what you're saying to the audience. So by going in front of the audience with only a few bullet points, you end up just having to say these things because you're just desperate for something to connect with someone, and the truth is usually what connects, and the truth is usually what's funny. Right, let's begin. I've got a very awkward relationship with my father. And my dad says, let's have a chat. Can't just talk to me, let's have a chat. It has to be this formalised thing where I go over, sit down next to him, and here's how he begins our chat. So? That's not a question, is it? So? I don't know what to do about that now. I'm going to say tick with better audience. Look, what have you paid, £6, £7? Yeah, 7. Well, fuck you, because I'm quite famous. My mum would say, you know, you should really give them what they want. You know, they'd love to hear your stories about show business, and they'd love to hear. It's not interesting. They might, and they might laugh for an hour. They might, oh my God, this is so funny. We're laughing, and then afterwards they go home and go, well, we just sort of spoke about pop music. Whereas I think what I do, they might not laugh as much. But they go home thinking, well, that was interesting. So I was in Amsterdam, which is sort of a sexualized place anyway, but I was thinking about sex just about the whole time I was there. Just about the whole 3 days that I was there, apart from maybe 25 minutes in the Anne Frank Museum. And I was there for an hour. Oh, that's a nice cupboard. I'm not so interested in saying, haven't we all got toasters? Oh, yeah, we've got toasters. Yeah, we like toast. Sort of not so. No, I can't bear the celebration of the mundane. I'm sort of more interested in I'm more interested in saying the world seems mundane, the world seems rigid and stiff, and here's what's really going on. I realise whatever problem I have with another person, I've been alive long enough now to realise that those people are recurring characters, different people, but just the same thing cropping up again and again. So I made a list of the recurring characters in my life because I'm odd. This is the annoying... Okay, so... The beautiful, humourless boy who I fancy a lot, but I'm also very angry with for being so beautiful and not laughing when I say clearly funny things. I get quite angry in this section. Can't all be funny for £7.
Do you just want laughs, or do you want more than laughs, don't you, really?
Much, much more. Sometimes I'm annoyed that they're laughing. I think, why are you laughing? You should be asking me if I'm all right. I'm quite lonely, let's start with that. Nothing can be done about it, people of Dublin, nothing can be done. I bought a new flat about 2 years ago. In this flat, in the bathroom, there are 2 sinks. I thought that would bring me some joy. It is a constant reminder. And so what I've had to do, this is what I'm doing now in my life. I'm actually doing this. I'm using both sinks. I now, every day, brush my teeth in the left sink, and in the right one, mainly cry.
Do you ever worry that you're revealing too much of yourself when you do this?
No, the opposite. I always think this isn't, have I really said the actual truth of this situation here? Or did I just get a laugh with that and that's safe to stay there? I always think there's somewhere deeper to go and somewhere more interesting. I really wanted to change myself a lot last year because I felt I wasn't getting enough sex. And that's a fun thing to do. It's a shame not to have more of it. And the reason I wasn't achieving the getting of more sex was because I would see somebody at a party that I really liked, and I'd think, gosh, well, he seems just about perfect. Like, who knows what could happen? I could end up spending the rest of my life with him. And what I would do every time to woo him, to pursue him, to make him see that I was the one for him, is I would go home and hope that I saw him again. Because for me, to go up to someone and say, hello, what's your name? Perfectly lovely question. Hello, what's your name? Nothing wrong with that question. Hello, what's your name? It's a delightful, curious question. But to me, it would definitely come out like, hello, what's your name?
When you go through your life and the ups and downs and the traumas, do you ever think when you've had a particularly bad day or a bad experience, you think, oh, well, there's some material there at least?
Almost too quickly. Like, it's almost upsetting how quick it can become material. Yeah, I recently went through a breakup, and I'm already talking about it. And I was talking about it 3 days after it happened.
Is that a consolation of any kind, do you think?
It is eventually, but I'm annoyed that it is sometimes, because it means that I'm not feeling things fully, and that's part of what's wrong with me. And so while people talk about stand-up being therapy, it can be the opposite sometimes, because it stops you from fully immersing yourself in the pain, because you can fix it quickly. It's almost magic.
And because you're outside observing it very
Yeah,
rapidly.
I'm outside all the time. I'm outside of it. Yeah, I'm not in there feeling hurt, feeling angry, feeling upset. I'm looking at this idiot who should be crying or is crying. I'm sort of making fun of him. And it's me. It's me.
One of the brightest comic talents to come from America in years, an offbeat comedian, successful screenwriter, etc., and a very powerful sex symbol. Signed, Woody Allen. And here he is, Mr. Woody Allen.
I don't even know how I would exist as a performer at all if Woody Allen hadn't have invented it. I don't know what the precedent is other than him for being able to be an insecure, anxious person on a stage.
I do not go to dentists. I don't like doctors. Well, let me start this at the very beginning. I like doctors, but I once had a pain in my chestal area, and I was convinced that it was heartburn because I was married at the time, and my wife used to cook for me all the time with those Nazi recipes, you know. I used to chicken Himmler for dinner every night. And I didn't want to spend $25 to go to the doctor and have it reaffirmed that I had heartburn, because it wasn't worth it. But a friend of mine at that time got a pain in the exact same spot. And I figured if I could get him to go to the doctor, I could figure out what's wrong with me.